How many vanished when your circumstances changed? How many fell silent when you needed them most? We construct elaborate narratives to soften this blow. They're just busy. They're going through something. They didn't mean to hurt me. But the truth rarely offers such gentle excuses. People gravitate towards what benefits them. And when your presence no longer fuels their ego, status, or security, they drift away. Machiavelli didn't despise humanity, he simply refused to sugarcoat its reality. He observed the court of Florence not as a bastion of honor, but as a masquerade where nobles showered each other with public praise while secretly plotting each other's downfall. And here's the unsettling part. The more powerful you become, the more smiles you attract, and the more hidden the disguise of friendship. But look closer, does this person stand with you because they believe in your essence, or because they derive safety, status, or support from your approval? If your influence evaporated tomorrow, would their phone still ring? This isn't meant to embitter you. It's meant to awaken you. Once you recognize loyalty as a strategy, not an inherent virtue, you cease to be manipulated, mistaking convenience for true character. And you begin to observe people with radically different eyes. Instead, you ask, why was I useful to them? This is the bedrock of Machiavellian self-defense, detached from the illusion that people are loyal to you. They are loyal to their perception of you. And when that illusion no longer serves them, your bond will, inevitably, dissolve. The path forward, strategic detachment. So, what action do you take? You cease trading your loyalty for validation. You stop sacrificing yourself for those who view you merely as an asset. You build alliances, not fragile attachments. You lead with value, not desperate dependence. Machiavelli understood that a wise individual moves through life like a grandmaster on a chessboard, not emotionally reactive, but relentless. He simply comprehends their function. This doesn't demand the abandonment of love, friendship, or community. It demands the removal of the blindfold. See, manipulation, the rarest form of power isn't deception. It's clarity. Betrayal, human nature under pressure. Have you noticed how quickly allegiances shift in the crucible of crisis? A misspoken word, a misinterpreted post, a subtle dip in status, and suddenly, those who once lauded you are gone, silent, or, chillingly, arrayed against you. This isn't necessarily betrayal. This is human nature under pressure. Machiavelli famously advised rulers to maintain calculated fear. Why? Because he knew fear is infinitely more predictable than affection. Fear, unlike fleeting adoration, often remains loyal even when love has withered and died. In stark terms, people are more reliable when they need something from you than when they profoundly liberating. Bleeding for fair-weather companions, explaining yourself to those determined to misunderstand you. Most importantly, you stop being shocked when loyalty evaporates the instant you cease to be advantageous. You begin to move like a tactician, kind, but never naive, open, but never blind, generous, but never exploitable. This is the first law of Machiavellian power: don't depend on loyalty. Understand its inherent expiration date. Not in the idealized way you might hope. But once you accept this, truly, deeply accept it, you gain the most formidable advantage of all, independence from illusion. Kindness, a double-edged sword. We're raised to believe kindness is an intrinsic virtue, a universal good, that being gentle, accommodating, and agreeable will open every door and earn every ounce of respect. But Machiavelli knew better. He understood that strategically is frequently mistaken for weakness. He recognized that in the theater of power, niceness isn't admired, it's exploited. This isn't a call to cruelty. It's a stark warning: if your goodness isn't forged with strength, it becomes your leash. We've all witnessed this narrative unfold. The person who constantly bends backward to please others, always agreeable, perpetually saying yes. They believe they're embodying nobility, earning adoration. But beneath the surface, a different dynamic takes hold. People begin to perceive them as harmless, predictable, replaceable. They start to expect compliance. They relentlessly test boundaries. They scoff at silence. And the harder they try to please, the more invisible they become. Machiavelli would identify this as a fatal flaw.